I was gonna put maybe EOD because I knew about the community and maybe.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. Listen, you a smart dude, right?
Yes, sir.
Stop trying to solve the world's fucking problems. All right, folks. I'm telling you right now, we got a good one coming to you, man. One of them dreamers. He dreaming of glory, man. Dreaming of everything. Trying to map out the next 8 years. You know what I'm going to tell you, man? You better live where your feet are right now in this journey called life. You can have a plan, but you can't be fixated on 7-8 years from now when you can't do the basic stuff. Enjoy this video, man. Hey, reminder, man, YouTube ain't sending you no notifications, so you got to check in on my page. Go over to Twitter and follow me, JakeZwig1911. And then that way I'm sending all videos out on Twitter. You guys get a chance to see it there. Other than that, man, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, man. Shout out to my guy for getting on here, talking some truth. We'll get him straight, get him down to that 12-minute 2 mile.
So I just wanted to talk to you about special operations community and how it's been my passion for a few years now. But now that I've joined Army ROTC, I was thinking Green Beret would be pretty cool. But then I found out that I'd have to be in Big Army for about 3 years first. Okay. And the timeline is important to me.
Okay, so then let me tell you something. You're going to fucking fail if the timeline is important to you.
Right.
Because everybody in a rush to get there ends up going home really quickly. So if I was you, I would just enjoy your ROTC scholarship, go to Big Army, and by the time you get to Big Army, you're only there a year anyway. Because you got to go to IOBC, you're going to go to infantry school, you go to Ranger school, you go to airborne. By the time you get to unit, it's 2 years in.
I know I would have to be a first lieutenant promotable, and I've heard that's around 3 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got to get your infantry unit first.
Right.
But if you're in a rush to get there, you're not going to be successful. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
So if I was you, I would temper my urgency and just focus on what you're doing right now and get good grades.
Yes, sir.
Are you on an ROTC scholarship?
No, sir. I just switched over. And so I started getting integrated into Army community and trying to figure it out from there. But the end goal is special operations.
And you're a freshman right now, right?
Yes, sir. 19.
Okay, so how long? We're talking about like 7 years from now.
Right.
So why don't you just focus on being the best ROTC kid that you can and stop worrying about all this other stuff?
Right.
Because you got to do well as ROTC to get infantry out of ROTC.
So you're recommending the branch needs to be infantry?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go special forces, absolutely. They don't take special forces officers from fucking logistics.
I figured that. I was going to put maybe EOD because I knew about the community. And maybe.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. Listen, you a smart dude, right?
Yes, sir.
Stop trying to solve the world's fucking problems and do a bunch of different shit. Okay? I'm trying to help you because I know you ain't got no guidance. What do your parents do?
My dad's an Army chaplain. My mom's an
Army chaplain. And what did he tell you?
He told me EOD is a good community.
Okay, you're already in special forces if you go EOD, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, sir.
Yeah. I think EOD is stupid, personally. I think it's fucking dumb. It's the second hardest school in the fucking military. For what? So you can go fuck around with bombs and shit? Nah, I'm good on that.
I had mentioned I'm interested in water operations. That's why I had thrown in there perhaps being a SEAL. I know you're advocating
okay.
Army now.
What did I tell you?
Army, stick with ROTC and Army.
There's fucking Army dive teams.
Yeah, that's what I was interested in.
Like, everybody want to go be a SEAL for fucking stupid reasons. If you ain't made for it, did you wrestle in high school?
No, sir. I played football.
You play football, so that's a 50-50 toss-up.
I intend to wrestle this next year.
Okay, go ahead and wrestle. If I was you, I'd just stop worrying about trying to solve the world's problems and just focus on where you're at right now. You trying to plan for 7 years from now. You in a rush to get the Green Berets. You ain't never going to do none of that shit unless you do where you are right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the advice I'm going to give you is stop fucking trying to solve the world's problems. Okay? Have fun in college. Don't get no dumb DUI. Don't get no drinking incident. Just have fun, man. You got to make the most out of ROTC. I personally, I'm 50-50 about whether I would do ROTC or not.
Really?
Absolutely. Like you just said, you wanted to fucking enjoy college. Why would you do ROTC and they not paying for school?
I'm gonna apply for scholarships, and if you think the Army route would be best for me, then I'll look into contracting as soon as possible. And I genuinely am enjoying ROTC
Okay, that's
because I
fine.
like all the infantry tactics. It's really
If you enjoy it, that's fine. I'm just saying, if they not paying for school, I'm not doing it. Okay. And I mean, you can go to OCS just as easy as you can do ROTC for 4 years. It's probably gonna be harder to get infantry out of ROTC than it is OCS.
you think
Do you
so?
run? Do you run really well?
I've started picking up running a lot more since I've seen how necessary it is for the field I want to be in.
Yeah, it's 100%. You gotta be able to run.
Right. I ran this morning. I
How
was like
far?
25 meters out. I only got 2 miles because I had 30 minutes, but right now I'm just
Two
now getting
miles
into
in
it.
30 minutes.
No, it wasn't in 30 minutes. I was doing kind of speed work today.
How far? How long did it take you to run 2 miles?
Are you asking my normal run for 2 miles?
Just how long does it take you to run 2 miles?
16 minutes about. It's not very good.
Okay. So then why haven't you fixed that? See, this is what I'm talking about. You so worried about being a Green Beret, but you running a 16-minute 2 mile.
This is a recent switch to Army, sir. I'm just now
Don't
getting
care. Don't
Right.
care how recent it was. How old are you?
19.
At 19 years old, I'll go out there and run a 12-15 2 mile. I'll run a 9-minute mile and a half every time, period. Okay. So don't talk to me about what you want to do in 7 years if you're not doing what you need to do today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can't just show up in 7 years and say, I'm going Green Berets. There's a lot of steps you got to take before that. Okay. What other questions you got?
So I've watched some of your videos about the type of people that end up in SOCOM. You talked about learning grit can mean enduring something hard for a while, such as like cutting wood for 12 hours kind of thing as a job. I've never had a job. I told you I played football. I did both ways. I was exhausting and pretty tough.
No. That's not tough. That's not exhausting. I played both ways in high school. Not a big deal. Compared to wrestling,
Okay.
not even close. So don't sit here. I'm not going to allow you to sit here and try to tell yourself that you got grit. You either got it or you don't. Go get a roofing job this summer.
Yes, sir. I am going to try to fight to get an airborne or air assault slot this summer.
Okay, that's fine. You
See
can
how
do
it
that.
goes.
They probably not going to give you one because you're not an ROTC.
I am an ROTC, sir.
Are they paying for your
I'm
scholarship?
not contracted.
Are you contracted?
No, sir.
Are they saying they're going to send you to airborne or air assault as a non-contracted ROTC guy?
I haven't asked. This is just my intentions, sir.
Yeah, I'm fucking telling you they're not going to send you. You're not on contract. Why would they spend any money on you if you're not on contract?
My argument was that I live there and they wouldn't have to send me and put me in a motel.
Nope, not a good argument. See what I'm saying? Stop trying to solve the world's problems, brother. Stop trying to make a bunch of fictitious stuff up. Why don't you just worry about running this summer? You can ask. I just don't think they're going to send you because you're not on contract.
Okay.
Because you're not in the Army right now, correct?
Correct.
They can't send you to fucking jump school. Simple. You see what I'm saying? Stop trying to use your big brain to solve all the problems and find all these crazy ways to do shit. Just worry about running fast. Go get a roofing job this summer. Learn what real work means. Learn what getting up when you don't want to get up and go to a fucking 12-hour day on a roof means. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I tell people that. I got a couple dudes that went and did it, man. I got a dude that went and roofed for 2 years. And then he got the fucking special operations training and RASP and was like, this shit's fucking easy.
Really?
Okay. But if you don't build your grit, you're going to get there and quit. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying the 95% of the people that show up and quit, they ain't ready for the grit.
Yes, sir.
And you can't get grit by doing imaginary fucking tough shit. Like playing both ways on a football team. That ain't hard.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what I'm gathering is your opinion is I stay with Army.
I'm a big Army fan already. Like, you have 1,000 times more opportunity in the Army than you do any other service. Okay. Unless you want to go fly and then try to fly in the Air Force. But, like, the Army, in my opinion, has the most opportunity to do whatever you want to do. And in my opinion, it's the easiest place to shine because there's a lot of average people in the Army. Okay? Let me just say this. There's 2 million people in the Army. right? So it's the biggest armed forces by a mile. And that just means that there's a lot more people to outshine, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to touch on the grit and what it takes to be a SOCOM member.
What'd I just tell you?
I know about working a hard job and that grit stuff.
Okay, so then what are you going to ask me about grit?
Not necessarily about grit, but expectations of a SOCOM leader.
Yeah,
Like what
how far
personality
away is that
type,
right now? How far away is that right now?
about 6 years.
Okay, then what am I going to tell you?
Just enjoy my time and work hard.
Yeah. Nothing you can do right now is going to make you a better leader in 7 years. Nothing.
Why is that, sir? Because it's just so far off.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. You really want to know why I'm not fucking yelling at you right now?
Why, sir?
Because you ran a 16-minute 2-mile. You can't do the simple shit to even get there. Why would you worry about big shit when you're going to get there? Because right now you're not doing the little shit to get there, right? If you told me you ran 13-minute 2-mile, I'd be like, all right, let's talk. But like, you're not doing little shit. You dreaming and not putting in any work. Does that make sense?
I understand, sir. I want to reiterate, this is a very new process. And
Don't care. Because I know this, when you get to SOCOM, you got to stay in shape every fucking day. Okay, so if it's not in your DNA to stay in shape every day and be ready, then it's not in your DNA. Okay, I ran every day of high school. I missed 5 days of running in high school, 5. When I got to the Naval Academy Prep School, I didn't run as much because I had to get up early. But then I got to the Naval Academy, I wasn't doing well. I started running every morning. Okay, it's in my DNA to be in shape somewhat. Okay. But if it's not in your DNA, I will focus on that, exactly what I said, right? Stop trying to make shit bigger and worry about shit in 7 years. You're not even up to bat. You're not even in the dugout. You're not even in the stands. You're still at home on your couch, okay? And you already trying to figure out how you're going to hit a grand slam home run in the World Series Game 7 to win the game. Does that make any sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how about we just get to the stadium and run a 13-minute 2-mile? I really want a 12-minute 2-mile. Okay, 12:15, 12:30 is fine. But you got to be in that range to get an infantry job because you're going to be competing against guys that have been fucking in them trenches, wrestling and fucking running this whole time because they know I got to be able to get the home plate. I got to be able to get up to bat. I got to be able to do the little things so I can get to where I want to go. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And don't worry about none of the other shit you worried about, diving and water ops. Don't worry about none of that shit. Okay?
Because it's so far off, sir.
Because you can't do nothing about it and you're running a fucking 16-minute 2-mile. Dog, that's like saying, oh, I'm going to go race in the fucking Indy 500. I don't know how to drive a car.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You got big brain problems. You're doing too much thinking and not enough action.
That is true, sir.
Yes, absolutely. I know. So turn your big brain off and turn on the little brain and just start working on work. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, what else?
I know you've said planning ahead, just that'll make you quit. Planning, being a big planner kind of thing.
Yep.
I really didn't realize that until I started watching your videos recently.
All the planners quit.
You've said people quit because their why isn't strong enough, their reason to be in the SOCOM community.
No, because they don't have enough fucking grit. And they're not willing to die. They just want to be Navy SEALs. They don't really want to go do the job. You want to be a Green Beret, but you don't really want to go do the job. You just want the title. Okay? That's why I'm saying, like, all that shit, like, your why, all that bullshit is just, if you don't have the grit, you ain't getting it. And then you got to be willing to die to go get it. If you ain't willing to die, then fucking go home. Go watch the SEC swimmer from Tennessee. Go watch that video when he said, I wasn't willing to get in the water because I didn't want to die.
I watched it, sir.
Okay, so I can't be more clear than that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got 2 good parents, man. You got a bunch of things. I don't know why your dad ain't stomped this out of you already. Okay, but it's probably because it's your dad and you don't want to listen to him. Has he told you to stop thinking about all this shit in the future?
No, sir.
What did he tell you?
He is a big advocate of planning.
He is a big advocate of planning?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm a big advocate of planning too. But not 7 fucking years in advance on some shit that I'm not even in fucking at the ballpark for. I'm not saying live your life without a plan. I totally agree with that. But I can't have a fucking 7-year plan if I can't run a 12-minute 2-mile. So why don't I just start on the fucking 5-yard targets instead of trying to hit the 5,000-yard target? Does that make sense?
Yes,
You
sir.
can have a plan to go Green Beret all you want. You can read all the fucking books you want. Until you do the work and start running a 12-minute 2-mile, you ain't going to get infantry. You don't get infantry, you ain't going to get fucking AFAS. Plain and simple, bro. Okay.
Right.
I would argue that at this point in your life, you just need to get good grades, do good in ROTC, and stop planning.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying don't have a plan. I'm just saying you can't be so fixated on the plan and trying to solve everything. Everybody I know like you at your age didn't get to go SEALs. Every one of them. Every one of the dudes that showed up at the Naval Academy talking about being Navy SEAL, I'm trained. They worked out every day with the SEAL team fit and all that bullshit. None of them motherfuckers made it. And I showed up not even training for the shit, but I was in wrestling shape and shit stomped the screener at the Naval Academy. Why? Because I was built for it. Okay. I was in shape. That was who I was. I was in wrestling condition, Division I wrestling condition. Okay. That's the difference. I was made for the job. If they would have told me at Naval Academy, you can pick any special operations job you want, and so you don't have to go to this ship, I would have told them right now, I want to go to Army Rangers or Green Berets right now. Okay. Or I'll go infantry in the Army. I got to go do infantry for 2 years. I'll go do that. Then I'll go. All right. Because there was nothing about the Navy SEAL shit. It was just a job, and I was in the Navy. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen, go find some mentorship. Like, you got some dudes there. Like, you don't need any answers right now, but you do need to run a 12-minute 2-mile.
Okay.
Okay. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Just telling you, man, you can't be living in the future, man. Living in the future in special operations, it get you killed. Really, it'll get you to quit. That's a big one. You got to live where your feet are, man. You got to grind. You got to go hard in the paint. All right, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Let's see if this dude has what it takes to become a champion for life.